Did you call bank? I call game.
Video was made possible and sponsored by MMOCS. Buy cheap NBA 2K MT at MMOCS.com. Use my promo code PACG and you can get a 5% discount. What is up, Pack Nation? It is Pack here. This is the 5th roster update of NBA 2K19. And it's been a little bit since the last one. It's been like a month since the last roster update. That's the biggest gap so far this year. And it's the first roster update of 2019, baby. So, as always, I'm going to start with the Philadelphia 76ers. But before this video starts, being OG, alright? I want to get to 100,000 subscribers. We are 8,000 away to finally getting to 100,000 subscribers on this channel. So being OG, if you're liking these roster updates, subscribe and join. I'm going to start with the Philadelphia 76ers as always. And the player that I feel like gets updated a lot is Joel Embiid goes +1 from 91 to 92. If it wasn't for Giannis and LeBron and even Harden, he could be in the MVP race. But he's just maybe like a year or two away from being that good, but he has been clearly the best player still for the process. That's why he's called the process. Joel Embiid, one of the best defenders and scorer in the league. Another player that got upgraded was JJ Redick, finally an 80 overall. I believe before Jimmy Butler got here, he was the second leading scorer on this team. Now he's the third, but still, JJ Redick's a baller. Finally got that 80 overall that he deserved. Now we are on Milwaukee, and surprisingly, there's not a lot of changes, but the most important one, well, only big one really, is DJ Wilson. Now, DJ Wilson gets another big upgrade this roster update from 70 to 73. He's been a nice little surprise for the Bucks. And you know what's funny? Every time I do a G League series, I have one player that does really good in the G League series, and I'm like, this guy's pretty good, and then does good in the NBA. This happened with me, with Draymond Green, CJ McCollum, and now we are with DJ Wilson, and he did good in this, and now he's doing good in the NBA. He's going to be a star. I'm calling it right now. Now I'm here with Zach LaVine, 84 overall, now to an 85 overall, +1 from Zach LaVine. He kept going up and down from 86 to 84. Now he's in the middle of 85. I think that's more or less how he's been playing this season. Again, the Bulls aren't great, but he's been the best player on this team. Lauri Markkanen, who a lot of Bulls fans love this dude, from an 80 to 81. Again, he's another player that just keeps rising up, and that's because he's been doing well. For the Cavaliers, the only change is Colin Sexton from a 78 to a 76. He's just not sexy enough, guys. For the Celtics, a lot of little changes. Al Horford goes +1, and Jason Tatum goes -1, so they flip places to being the second best player on the team, Al Horford. I disagree. I know Jason Tatum's struggling this season, but not bad enough to be considered the third best player. I think he's the second best player. Gordon Hayward goes down 1, so from an 81 to 80, I agree. He hasn't been playing good, but I think he should stay 80 overall. But I think Marcus Morris Sr. is better than Gordon Hayward right now. So they should probably upgrade Marcus Morris, in my opinion. So two big good players are being upgraded for the Clippers. Lou Williams goes +1 to an 82 overall, but Danilo Gallinari goes +2 to an 83 overall, making Danilo Gallinari the second best player on this team, and it makes sense. He's the leading scorer. He's been balling out. He's revitalized his career with the Clippers, and that's really good for him. For the Grizzlies, the only one to really talk about is, we have to go all the way back here, Joakim Noah. Joakim Noah goes from a 73 to a 71, -2 for Joakim, and you know why? Because he sucks right now. I'm sorry. I don't think the Grizzlies should have picked him up. He's just been not good at all for this time of his career, so probably should cut him. For the Hawks, I keep talking about John Collins, man, but John Collins from 82 to 83, +1 for him. Big upgrade for John Collins. And the thing is, he's only 20. Sure, the Hawks aren't good, but look, man, they got Trae Young, who's clearly good and is going to get even better. I mean, he's one of the leading assisters in the NBA, and he's on the Hawks with not a good players. And then John Collins has been proven to be good. You have two really good young players on this team. That's a good sign for the Hawks. For the Miami Heat, someone who I've been hoping was going to get even better, and he is Derrick Jones Jr. from a 72 to a 75, +3 for him. Another young player that's been doing really good, a rising star in this league. One of the best dunkers in the NBA right now. He can yam it on anyone. He jumps so high, it's crazy, and it's good that he's even getting better with the Miami Heat. So for the Hornets, Tony Parker goes down. The thing about the Hornets is I think they just gave Tony Parker -1 because they didn't know what to do with this team. No one's really changing or anything. So, I mean, now you have the second best players, Jeremy Lamb, Michael Kidd, Gilchrist tied, and I still think Jeremy Lamb is more the second best player. So, I mean, it was a whatever change for Tony Parker. For the Utah Jazz, Derek Favors goes -1. I don't know what it is about Derek Favors that is just so inconsistent. He goes from like 79 to 82 to 80 to 81 to 80. He changes every single roster update, and I don't understand him at all. Pick a flavor, Derek. For the Kings, Buddy Hield, and I've been saying this from the first roster update. Buddy Hield is the best player on this team. Now, I know people think Darren Fox is, and I'm probably wrong because I don't watch enough Kings games. But at the moment, I think Buddy Hield is good. He scores a lot. He's one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA. He is 25, so he's one of the older players and the good players. Darren Fox is obviously good. At least make him tied. I think Buddy Hield should be also an 83 at least. Now for the Knicks, Tim Hardaway Jr. -1 from an 81 to an 80. He started the season off great and then kind of fell off, probably because they realized they were going to suck. Emmanuel Mudiay goes +2. They keep rising him, even though he hadn't done as good this couple weeks as he did weeks before. He's still pretty good. 22 years old. I didn't know he was that young, actually. He is a 79 overall for the moment. Playing like one of the better players on this team. In my team, it's been struggling like crazy. I'm glad that at least is kind of a bright spot and finding a foot in this league with the Knicks. Another player that's kind of doing the same thing is, we have to go all the way back though, Luke Cornett, a guy that I didn't really expect much from, didn't respect. 7'1", didn't know he was that tall. Going +7 for Luke Cornett from a 65 to a 72. That's a crazy upgrade. The reason for this is that he's actually been starting some games and he's been playing okay, I think. We need to see more from him, but the fact that he goes from a 65 to a 72 is a pretty big deal. For the Lakers, not many crazy changes, but Ivica, I've never said his name out loud actually. Ivica Zubac. So he plays for the Lakers. Started a couple games, I believe, and he did really, really good in those games. He goes +2 for the Lakers, 73 to 75. I don't disagree with that. I saw him do pretty dang good. I think Tyson Chandler is better than him right now, but that rating is okay. For the Magic, Aaron Gordon goes -1. He's been dropping off a little bit this season. We'll see what happens with Aaron Gordon. Again, the Magic are like, they look like they're going to the playoffs, and now it looks like they might not. It's all going to depend now on Aaron Gordon if he can try to be better than what he's been playing the past couple games. If he can start playing at like a higher level, I think the Magic could make the playoffs, but it's going to be hard. For the Mavericks, Luka Doncic +2. Easily Rookie of the Year right now. Easily the best player on this team. It's crazy that this 19-year-old is this good. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I expected him to suck. I thought when they drafted Luka, I was going to be like, he's just going to be like those overrated European players. Besides Porzingis, he doesn't count. This guy's going to be so good from Europe, and then they suck. But you know what? Luka Doncic is the difference. He's actually pretty dang good. And he might even make the All-Star game. Who knows? For the Nets, Rodions Kurucs, +4 for him from a 69 to 73. Listen, 2K, you can't just be making up players and expecting me to make a video about them. Come on. We're on the Nuggets, and I just want to throw this out there that I had my mic like 3 feet away from me for some reason, and I brought it back here so you can hear me now much better. Hi. Okay. Jokic, the #1 team in the West right now, +1 from Nikola Jokic from a 90 to a 91. He's been the captain for this team so far. It blows my mind that he's this good. Jamal Murray also has been scoring like crazy. I think he got like a 30-point game the other day. +1 for Jamal Murray from an 81 to an 82. Tied for the third best player. I think he's better than Gary Harris right now, in my opinion. For the Pacers, Oladipo goes -1, but he was injured to be fair. So Boneless goes +2 again. Of course he is. He's the second best player on this team, and it's not even close in my opinion. So they upgrade him. For the Pelicans, no one. For the Pistons, now Andre Drummond goes -1. And finally, I've been telling 2K this whole year, please, Blake Griffin should be the same rating as Andre Drummond, and they finally listened. Look at that. They're tied for the best player on this team. Blake Griffin's been playing better than usual, really, because ever since he lost his athleticism, he hasn't been as good as usual, but now he's playing much better. Andre Drummond, I think it's even with him. For the Raptors, Kyle Lowry goes -1. Ignore that. Kyle Lowry changes ratings every roster update. Goes from an 88 to an 87. Still one of the best playmakers in this NBA. Not the best scorer as he used to be, but he's still good, man. Now for the Rockets, James Harden goes +2, and that's because he's looking like the MVP of the NBA right now. He's averaging like 40 points per game these past month and a half, and no one can stop James Harden right now. It's ridiculous. And then another player that I don't know enough about, I'm sorry y'all, but Daniel House. He goes +4 from a 69 to 73, so he's had a crazy upgrade these past 2 roster updates. Again, I don't know enough about Daniel House, but he was picked up by the Rockets, I know, and he's been doing okay with them so far, so there you go. For Los Angeles Spurs, LaMarcus Aldridge goes +1. But after the performance he gave last night, I don't know how he's not like an 88, even an 89. He had 56 points last night. The guy went off. He went beast mode. Can't even argue with that. Another player that's been getting upgrades, and my respect lately, is Derek White from a 70 to a 75 plus 5 for Derek White, because he's been playing really good. He even had a really clutch shot last night. Been getting 20 points per game in the past couple games. He's doing good. For the Suns, DeAndre Ayton +1, because why not? But they downgraded Kelly Oubre Jr. to -1, even though he had like 20 points the last game, I think, so that's dumb. So now, controversy of the roster update. Russell Westbrook goes -1 while Paul George goes +1. So here's the situation. Are you really gonna sit back and tell me that Russell Westbrook and Paul George, they're equally good? Don't agree. I think Paul George is great, don't get me wrong, and he should be a 91 overall, but Russell Westbrook should be a 92 then, because I know he's not shooting great field goal percentage right now, but it's still Russell Westbrook, and he gives me no reason why he shouldn't be a 92 overall. I disagree, 2K, I really do. Also, Dennis Schroeder goes -2. From 80 to 78, falls out of the 80 overall club. He probably will go back up during playoff time. Karl-Anthony Towns goes +1, back in the 90 overall club. I mean, someone's got to score on this team and do really good. Even though Andrew Wiggins did pretty good the other night, and Derrick Rose is still doing pretty high volume, the consistent good player is Karl-Anthony Towns. So 90 overall for him. For the Blazers, -1 for Dame and CJ McCollum, because they've been losing some games lately, I think, from my understanding. And Yusuf Nurkic goes +1, because if they're going to start doing bad, someone needs to do good, and that's Yusuf. For the Warriors, both KD and Steph Curry go -1. Now, Kevin Durant has the same rating as James Harden. Sure, we'll let it happen for the moment. Steph Curry with a lower rating than James Harden. And then also, Draymond Green goes -1. I agree with that. Again, the Warriors just kind of like to slow down at this time of the year, because all they care about now is the playoffs, really. And finally, for the Wizards, Thomas Bryant, my guy, +3 for him from a 73 to a 76. How did the Lakers let this dude go? If they had never let him go, he would have been the best center on the team. Well, no. McGee's pretty good, but Thomas Bryant isn't bad either. All right, I'm just saying. So they let go a good player there. That's it for this roster update, you guys. Do you agree with 2K? Leave it in the comments below, and if you like my channel, give it a sub, and I'll see you guys next time.
Did you call bank?